And then you went back to the industry and you did that for about 3 more years, and then you left the industry altogether and started deliberate doing what you do now as an engineering life coach. So, what was the moment that you realized that, you know what, this is not for me? I need to go off on my own way and start deliberate doing.
It wasn't one moment, Daniel. It was after starting to work in Indianapolis again, and this time for DCMA for the government. I ran into the same challenge that I had at Purdue, which was as long as I'm here, I cannot move up. There's nowhere, there is no up, there is nowhere to go. I would have
Yeah.
to relocate if I wanted to move up. And I thought, okay, I really don't feel like moving to Washington D.C. to try to move up the chain. If I stay here and do what I'm doing in this job, at least what I told myself at the time is that I'm going to be doing this for the next 30 years.
Yeah.
There really wasn't too many opportunities in the office. And over the course of a couple of months, I realized, you know what, I could stay here. I could find another job somewhere else, either in industry or government.
Friction.
But you know what, Gina? I think it's time to try something else. I think you've seen enough. I think you've done enough. I think you've met enough people along the way to understand what you would be leaving behind.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And it took a few months to come to that conclusion, Daniel, and it did not come lightly.
And you're right. I mean, you worked in the most technical of technical roles there are for the OEM or for the owner, working for Northrop Grumman. You worked for Orbital. You worked for a contractor in a more programmatic role, and you worked for Belkin supporting Rolls-Royce. You even worked for the universities that help train the engineers. And then you even worked for the government, which issues out government contracts, and you got the contracting side. You basically ran the entire gamut of the engineering industry, and you explored all those roles and realized they're not for you.
I miscommunicating. I just made a pilot, then they threw me on the stations. Now I'm not complaining. Now I'm not complaining. My thoughts get complicated. I cannot explain in layman's. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries. Thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify. They put me on the station.